There was a small town surrounded by farmland, where a young man named Alex lived. Far away from the noise and rush of modern cities, nestled amidst golden fields of wheat and swaying corn, there lay a small, almost forgotten town. This town, though modest in size, breathed with a slow, earthy rhythm, a rhythm shaped by seasons, harvests, and the simple hopes of its people. Among the few families who had lived there for generations was the family of a young man named Alex. He was around 25, tall and lean from years of physical labor, with sun-darkened skin and rough hands that bore the marks of plowing, sowing, and harvesting. His house, a modest brick and wood structure with a rusted tin roof, stood right at the edge of their farmland, giving him a view each morning of endless crops stretching beyond the horizon. He worked on his father's land, woke up early every day, and did what he was told. But he was never truly happy. Every single morning, without fail, Alex would wake up just before dawn, even before the roosters crowed. The moment the first gray light touched the sky, he would wash his face with cold water drawn from the well, grab a worn-out towel, tie his old cloth around his forehead, and step into the fields. There was a routine to his life, a routine carved in stone. Feed the cattle, check the irrigation channels, inspect the crops for pests, and then get to plowing or weeding, depending on the season. His father was a stern man who rarely spoke unless giving orders, and Alex, out of habit and perhaps fear of conflict, obeyed every instruction given to him without question. To outsiders, it may have looked like the life of a responsible, hard-working young man, but inside, Alex carried a restlessness, a quiet sorrow. He felt like a prisoner in a life he had never chosen for himself. The more he followed the routine, the heavier his heart grew. There was no spark, no joy in the repetition. Every sunset felt like another day lost, not lived. He always believed life was unfair to him. Somewhere deep in his heart, a bitter belief had taken root, the belief that fate had wronged him. As he walked barefoot over the cracked mud paths or bent over rows of crops under the merciless sun, thoughts would swirl in his head. Why me? Why am I stuck here while others chase dreams, build businesses, explore the world? Every time he heard the sound of trains passing in the distance, trains that connected cities, carried opportunities, and lives far different from his, he would pause for a moment, his gaze lingering toward the horizon, wondering what it felt like to live without chains. He had friends in the nearby towns who had gone to the cities, some working in call centers, some trying their luck as artists or engineers. Whenever he received letters from them or saw photos on a neighbor's smartphone, a strange heaviness settled in his chest. He couldn't stop asking, why did life bless others while he was left behind with dust on his clothes and calluses on his palms? That he wasn't lucky? That nothing good ever happened in his life? Over the years, Alex had built a story in his mind, one where he was the victim and the world, a cruel playwright. He often said to himself, sometimes aloud, luck just isn't on my side. From childhood, he remembered small incidents, losing a scholarship by 1 mark, his bicycle being stolen right before an important test, getting sick the day of a village fair, or watching the girl he liked marry someone else simply because he wasn't considered successful enough. These moments collected like stones in a sack he carried in his heart, weighing him down. Even when good things happened, a good harvest, a kind word from a neighbor, a moment of peace, he couldn't see them for what they were. His mind was so clouded by what he lacked, by what he thought he was denied, that he believed life itself had turned its back on him. He never realized how this belief had become a cage stronger than any wall or fence, built not by the world, but by his own thoughts. One morning, he woke up to find a letter on his doorstep. It simply said, 2 seeds lie in front of you. Choose one. Confused, Alex walked outside and found 2 small seeds placed on a stone near the gate. There was no name, no note, just the seeds. One dull gray, one shining golden. Out of curiosity, he planted both. one in the front yard and the other in the back. But something strange happened. He visited the gray seed every day with frustration, muttering, "You won't grow. You're probably dead already. What's the point?" And he rarely watered it. He didn't clear weeds around it. He expected it to fail, and deep down, he wanted to be right about that. But the golden seed, he treated differently. Every morning, he greeted it softly. "You're going to become something beautiful. I can feel it." He watered it gently, removed stones, let the sunlight hit it. Even when nothing sprouted for weeks, he still smiled at it and whispered, "Take your time." Months passed. Nothing happened. Then one day, a tiny green sprout appeared in the backyard. The golden seed. It kept growing, slowly but surely. In time, it became a beautiful little tree, full of color and life. But in the front yard, the gray seed never grew. It stayed buried under hard soil and weeds. One evening, an old traveler passing through stopped and asked, "Tell me, how did only one tree grow?" Alex shrugged. "I don't know. I planted both the same day. Maybe one was just bad." The old traveler looked at him and said, "No seed is truly bad, but some die not from lack of water. They die from the energy they're given." Alex stood silent. That night, he sat beside the little golden tree, remembering how he had spoken to it every day with hope, while the other seed had been fed with doubt. And then it hit him. The words we speak, even in silence, shape what grows in our life. From that day, Alex changed how he spoke, not just to plants, but to people and to himself. He replaced "I can't" with "I'll try." He replaced "nothing ever works for me" with "something good is coming, I just can't see it yet." His world didn't change overnight, but slowly, just like that golden seed, something started growing inside him. And this time, he didn't give up before it bloomed. So friends, what you water with your words will grow. Feed your life with positivity and watch what blossoms.